Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. Today from math subject, real numbers topic we are going to continue. So our today's concept is regarding irrational numbers. So we are going to discuss regarding irrational numbers. So already we learnt about decimals and rational numbers. So we have learned that. So every terminating decimal or non-terminating repeating decimal like 0.23 bar, like non-terminating repeating decimal, or 0.45 terminating decimals, these decimals can be expressed in the form of m by n. Suppose 0.23 bar means we can write it as 23 by 99. 23 by 99. 0.45 means we can write it as 45 by 100. It is not in the simplest form. We can do cancellation. 5 9 times 45, 5 20 times 100. We can write it as 9 by 20. So these decimal parts we have already expressed in the form of m by n. Means terminating decimal, non-terminating repeating decimals are examples of rational numbers, where m and n are integers, and n is not equal to 0. Denominator part is not equal to 0. That we have learnt already. But here, in continuation to that, we have some kind of decimal numbers which are non-terminating, non-repeating. They will neither terminate nor repeat. So that kind of decimal numbers, they cannot be expressed in the form of m by n. It's impossible to express them in the form of m by n. So for example, if we have a decimal like the given one, 0.43, 433, 4333, 444, 4 times 3, like that. It is repeating. The 3 is repeating, but not according to a regular pattern. Means same number of digits are not repeating properly. So this kind of repetition we should not consider. So it is an example of neither terminating nor repeating decimal. So though it is repeating, but it is not following any particular pattern. So we have to consider it as non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. These kind of decimals cannot be expressed in the form of m by n, means they are not rational, they are opposite to rational numbers. We call them as irrational numbers. Means the numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of m by n, they are irrational numbers. So here, just now we have seen this example. Here the number, in this number, the digit 3 is appearing in group. In first group, 1 3 is there. In second group, 2 3s are there. In third group, 3 3s are there. In fourth group, 4 3s are there. Means the number of 3s, they are in increasing order. So like that, endless succession is there. Regarding 3, endless succession is there. So okay. So this repetition we should not consider. So it is an example of non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. So some more examples are there. 1 0, 1 0 0, 1 0 0, 1 4 zeros. This is 5 1, 5 1 1, 5 1 1, 5 4 times 1. Like this, all these numbers, they are considered as irrational numbers. Actually, this irrational number definition, it was given by Pythagoras. So actually, what is the definition? The numbers which cannot be expressed in decimal form, either in terminating or in repeating decimal are known as irrational numbers. Irrational numbers. That is first definition. Another way of definition is an irrational number cannot be written in the form of m by n, where m and n both are integers and n not equal to 0. If we mention here can be written as, it is considered as a rational number. If you mention here cannot, then the definition belongs to definition of irrational number. So irrational numbers are represented by non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. So this was given by Pythagoras around 400 BC, a Greek mathematician. Pythagoras, he was the first to discover such kind of numbers which are not rational, which are irrational. So the credit of discovery of this irrational number goes to Greek mathematician Pythagoras. So far we have learnt about rational numbers which are not rational, considered as irrational numbers. Before rational numbers, we learnt about natural, whole, integers and all. So first we learnt about natural numbers which are counting numbers. If we add 0, they are whole numbers. If we add negative integers, negative numerals, then they are considered as integers. These all together, but here some fractions are not, some rational numbers are not there. Including all these numbers, including rational numbers, including irrational numbers, together we call them as real numbers. So far whatever number sets we have learnt, they are all subsets of real numbers. So real numbers means they consist of natural, whole, integers, rational, irrational numbers. Okay, all these are together considered as real numbers. So if we take any real number, it may be either rational or irrational. It may be either rational number or irrational number. So now we have to check whether the given number is rational or irrational. That we have to check by division method. So we have Hornet's method of synthetic division. According to that method, let's find this one. Let's find whether root 2 is rational or irrational. So first we have to take 2 here. So we can keep a decimal and we can keep as many zeros as we want. So we have to divide 2 with the here and here. We have to take same number such that whose product is less than or equal to this dividend 2. So what we know, the square of 1 into 1 is 1. So 2 into 2 is 4. But we have to find the square root value of 2. So here 2 lies between this 1 and 4. So that's why if we take 4, the value will become more. If we take 2 here, same number we have to take 2 here. 2 times 4, it will become more. So that's why we have to take 1. That's why we have to take 1 here. So here also we have to keep 1 times 1. 2 below 1 we have to keep. 2 minus 1 we will get. Again this 1 to be doubled. 2. 1 to be doubled. So means it will become 2. Now after 2, in this place we have to take such a number that here and there same number we have to keep, and we have to multiply this total number with this number, and we have to keep value here. If I take 21, here 1, 21 one time, 21, 22 2 times, 44, 23 3 times, 69, 24 4 times, 96, 25 5 times, 125. So if I take 5, value will become more, That's why we have to take 4. 24, 4. So what will come? 96 will come. 96 will come. From 100, 96 remove means 4 is the here, remainder. 4 is the remainder. Again, we can take zeros here. Now this 4, we are making it double. 2 we are keeping like that only. This 4 we are making it double. It will become 8. Now we have to take one number. 281 1 times, 281. If I take 2, if we take 2, 282 2 times, it will become more than 400. So we have to take one only. 281 1 times, 281. So 119 is the remainder. Now 2 is same, 8 is same. 1 we have to make it double. 1 double means it will become 2. We have to take this number. We have to take which number here? Let's take with 1, 2, 3. Like that we can cross check. So with 4, this number will come. Again, with 4, this value will come. This is the remainder. So again, what they are doing? Next again, 2 same, 8 same, 2 same, 8 same, 4 same. 1 they are making it double. They will take 3 here. Like that, if we go on divide, we observe that the decimal representation of root 2, it will goes on continuously without terminating, without repeating. Means non-terminating, non-repeating, like this 1.41, 42, 135 and so on. Like this, the division will go on continue. So this is an example of irrational number, because this is not a rational number. It is neither terminating nor repeating. Next, same question. Show that root 2 is not a rational number, but previously we have done with Horner's method of synthetic division, but now we have to follow the process of method of contradiction. Here, contradiction means opposition, means oppose. If anybody says any statement, if we contradict their statement, means if we refuse to accept their statement, that is called contradiction. So here, by contradiction method, we have to prove root 2 is not an rational number. So what is contradiction? They asked us to prove not a rational number. So what we will take? Root 2 represent a rational number. Like that we will assume. Here it is only assumption, children. It is only our assumption. What is our assumption? Opposite to the proof. Root 2 represents a rational number. Means root 2 can be written as P by Q, where P and Q are integers, Q is not equal to 0. Means root 2 equal to P by Q. So on squaring both sides, what we will get? 2 equal to P square by Q square. 2 equal to P square by Q square. Or P square equal to 2Q square. P square equal to 2Q square. This value we are getting. Means P square is a multiple of 2. P square is a multiple of 2. Means it is an even integer. It is an even integer. Even integer means we can write it as 2m. Because even number form 2m. If we keep 1, then it will become 2. If we keep 2, it will become 4. If we keep 3, it will become 6. So even number form is 2m. So let's assume P equal to 2m. P equal to 2m. So then P square equal to 4m square. P square equal to 4m square. P square equal to 4m square. But what is P square value? 2Q square here. So instead of P square, what we will write? 4m square equal to 2Q square. 4m square equal to 2Q square. 2 times are 4. So 2m square equal to q square. 2m square equal to q square. So here q square also it is an even integer. Q square also it is an even integer because it is in the form of 2m. So q square even integer. Q even integer. Means both p and q are even integers. Both p and q are even integers means what? Even integer, what is the form? 2m, 2m. Even number means it can be divisible by 2. What we are telling here? Both p and q are even integers. Means both of them they can be divisible by 2. So they have common factor 2. They have common factor 2. But when we can tell p by q is a rational number? When p and q are co-primes. When p and q are co-primes. What does it mean? They should have no other common factor other than 1. Other than 1. But here they have common factor other than 1, which is 2. So whatever our assumption is wrong. Root 2 is not a rational number. So what is correct? Root 2 is a rational number. Root 2 is a rational number. So with one more example you can understand, children. We have one more example. At that time you can understand. Let's go to next question. Root 3 is not a rational number. Root 3 is not a rational number. So again by division method, 3 point as many zeros we want, we can take. Because 1 1 is 1, 2 2 times 4. If we take 2, the value will become more. That's why we are taking 1. 1 1 times 1. So 3 minus 1 equals to 2. This one we have to double 2. Here 2 zeros we can take 200. 200. 20, suppose 2 is there. If I take 5, 25 5s are 125. Less number. Like that if I keep 7, 27 7s are 189. 189. 11 is the remainder. 11 is the remainder here. So 2 will be same. 7 will become double. Means 14 we will get. That 1 to be added to 2. So this 27, it will become 34. Why means 27 plus 7. Only this 7 has to be doubled. 27 plus 7 how much? 34. Now 34 we have to take 3 here. 343 3 times 1029. 1029. Again 3 4 we will keep same. 3 double 6. 346. Again we will take 2. Like this we go on divide. What we will observe? Root 3 value also it is neither terminating nor repeating. So root 3 is not a rational number. Now same root 3 is not a rational number. We have to prove by contradiction method. We have to prove what? It is not a rational number. So what we will take? Root 3 represents a rational number. That is our assumption. Means we have assumed like that. So means root 3 can be expressed as p by q, where p and q are integers, qb is not equal to 0, and they don't have no other common factor other than 1. Means they are co-primes. P and q are co-primes. So we will take root 3 equal to p by q. On squaring both sides, root 3 whole square, p by q whole square. Square root get cancelled. We will get 3. 3 equal to p square by q square. Or p square will be there only, q square will go this side. 3q square equal to p square. Or we will write reverse. P square equal to 3q square. So p square is a multiple of 3. P square is a multiple of 3. P square is a multiple of 3. But here we are telling p and q are co-primes. P and Q are co-primes. Means they don't have any other common factor. So that's why if P square is a multiple of 3, then P also will be a multiple of 3. P also will be a multiple of 3. Means multiple of 3 means what is the form? We can take it as 3m. We can take it as 3m. Means 3 1 is 3, 3 2 times 6, 3 3 times 9. Like that, in the place of m, we can keep any natural number. The result will be a multiple of 3. So here, P square is a multiple of 3. P is a multiple of 3. Multiple of 3 normal form 3m. So P equal to 3m. We got P equal to 3m. Now again I will square on both sides. P square equal to 3m whole square means 9m square. But what is P square? 3q square. So here if I change this 9m square, I will write here. P square equal to 3q square, I will write here. Again after cancellation, 3 3 times 9. So 3m square equal to q square. 3m square equal to q square. Q square is a multiple of 3. Q is a multiple of 3. So P is a multiple of 3. Q is a multiple of 3. Means 3 is a common factor of P and Q. 3 is a common factor of P and Q. But for rational numbers, they don't have common factors other than 1. So here 3 is a common factor coming. So our assumption is wrong. So root 3 is a rational number? Wrong. So what is correct? Root 3 is not a rational number. That is correct. Okay children, these are the basic examples. Let's see these questions later. Now let's discuss some questions. Because tomorrow we are going to have exam, Sunday. So let's discuss some questions. Decimal representation of rational number cannot be. Rational number can be terminating. Can be non-terminating repeating, can be non-terminating, but cannot be non-terminating non-repeating. So they asked cannot be. So what is the answer? A, B, C, 3 are wrong. A rational number cannot be non-terminating non-repeating. Why? Means if it is like that, we cannot represent in the form of P by Q. So option D is the correct answer. Next challenge. The decimal expansion of root 2. Option A, finite decimal, wrong. 1.41421. It is also terminating, wrong. Non-terminating recurring, wrong. Because root 2 is a irrational number which represents non-terminating non-recurring decimal. So option D is the right answer. Next, 0.245 bar as a fraction in simplest form. They have given 0.245 bar. So already we have discussed, we have to take it as x. It's a mixed recurring decimal. 2 is non-repeating. 45 bar is repeating. 45 is repeating. So non-repeating, one digit is there. So we have to multiply with 10. So 10x equal to 10 into 0.245 bar, or 10x equal to 10 into means point will move one place right side. We can write 2.45 bar. Again this 2.45 bar can be written as 2 plus 0.45 bar, or 2 plus 45 bar means, yesterday what we have learnt, 45 bar means pure recurring decimal. We have to remove decimal. What will remain? 0, 4, 5. But extreme left, 0 don't have any value. 4, 5 by 2 repeating decimals are there. 2 nines we have to keep. 2 nines we have to keep. Okay. Next, 99. We have to simplify. 99 into 2 plus 45 by 99. So, what is the answer, children? 243 by 900. 243 by 900. Is there any possibility of division? No. So, the given the whatever answer we got, it is in simplest form. Okay, like that you may get some questions. Convert 4 by 11 into decimal form. Just we have to divide 4 with 11. So 4 is the smaller number. So 0 point, I can take 0 here. 11 3 times 33. 7 I am getting. 7 we will get. We can take 0 because already we have a decimal point. 11 6 times 66. Again 4 we are getting 40. 11 3 times 33. Again 7 we are getting 70. 11 6 times 66. 4 we are getting 40. 11 3 times 33. So what do you observe? 0.36, 36, 36 and so on. This 36 will repeat. So we can write it as 0.36 bar. 0.36 bar. Next, the rational number 0.3 bar. The rational number 0.3 bar can also be written as 0.3, 3 by 10, 0.33, 1 by 3. 0.3 bar. 1 minute, children. So 0.3 bar. So it's a pure recurring decimal because after the decimal point, all decimals are repeating. Pure recurring decimal point. So means pure means how to convert. So we have to remove decimal point and bar. It will become 0.3. But extreme left 0 don't have any value. So we can simply write it as 3. How many digits are repeating? Only 1. So we can keep 1 9 downside. But it is not in the simplest form. 3 1 times 3, 3 3 times 9. Division is possible. So 1 by 3 is the correct answer. Next. So in between any two rational numbers, there are only one rational number, many rational numbers, infinite, no rational number. Suppose if we have 1 by 7, 5 by 7, in between, what rational numbers we can keep? We can take 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7. 1 by 7, between 5 by 7, we can have 3 more rational numbers. But between these two, if I add 1 plus 7, 1 by 7 by 2 by 7 by 2, what we will get? 3 by 14. What we will get? 1 by 7, comma, 3 by 14, comma, 2 by 7. If I add these two and divide by 2, I will get one more number between these two. Like that, we can insert infinite rational numbers. If you have any two rational numbers, if you add them and do divide by 2, then you will get one more rational number between them. So like that, infinite rational numbers we can insert. There is no limit. So next, every rational number is a. Every rational number is a. Because first we have natural number, which is a subset of whole numbers, which is a subset of integers, which is a subset of rational numbers, which is a subset of rational numbers, Q. Here Z sometimes represented as I. Means all natural numbers, can be rational numbers. All whole numbers can be rational numbers. All integers can be rational numbers. Means they are subsets. These three are subsets of rational numbers. So all natural numbers can be rational numbers. All whole also. All integers also rational numbers. But if you see in reverse process, every rational number cannot be a natural number, cannot be a whole number, cannot be an integer. It is not compulsory. It is not compulsory. But rational numbers are subsets of real numbers. Means all rational numbers can be real numbers. All rational numbers can be real numbers. Because if you take 2 by 5 is a rational number, but it is not a natural number, but it is a real number. We have taken a rational number Q, such as 2 by 5, which is not a rational number, which belongs to a real number, because real number is the superset of rational numbers. Rational numbers is the subset of real numbers. Okay. So every rational number is a real number. Every rational number is a real number. Next, every point on a number line represents. Every point on a number line represents. Suppose we have number line. On the number line, we can represent 1, we can represent -1, we can represent √2, we can represent 0, we can represent 7 by 2, we can represent -8 by 3. Like that, on the number line, we can represent many kind of numbers. Whether every point belongs to a real number, natural number, rational number, irrational number, that they are asking. Suppose if I take natural number, is every point belongs to a natural number? No, only this one is natural number. Remaining all are not rational numbers. So every point on a number line is not a natural number. Is every point a rational number? √2 is there on the number line, which is not rational. Is every point irrational? No, because 8 by 3 is there, which is a rational number. So, but every point here belongs to a real number, because real number is the superset of all numbers. So all these kinds of numbers, they can be considered as a real numbers. So on the number line, we can take any point that will show a unique real number. Actually, why they are called real numbers? Because they can be represented on a number line. So that's why they are called real numbers. Okay. Next, the value of 0.23 bar, 0.22 bar, 0.23 bar plus 0.22 bar, 33 bar plus 0.22 bar. How to represent? Both are pure decimals. 23 by 99 plus 22 by 99. Denominator part is same. So numerators we cannot add directly. 23 plus 22, 45. 45. 45 means how to represent it is 0.45 bar. 0.45 bar. Sorry children, here point should not be there. This is actually 0. Or last option, you can take bar here, 0.45 bar. So D option is the correct answer. Next, 0.001 bar in the form of P by Q. 0.001 bar. If we remove decimal, we will get 0001. But left side zeros, they don't have any value. We can simply take it as 1. But while counting places, after decimal point, how many places are repeating? 1, 2, 3. So in the denominator, we can take 3 nines. So 1 by 999. 1 by 999 is the right answer. Okay children, that's all for today. So thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates. Thank you children. Have a good day.